Welcome to the Smiling Homeschooler Podcast. I'm Ben Wilson, and this week I'm excited to be joined by my sister Maggie. She's getting married in just a few weeks, so we'll talk about her upcoming wedding, her journey to becoming a nail technician, and also now a coffee barista, and what life has been like after school. It's a fun episode, and we hope you really enjoy this episode. Before we start, we just want to say thank you to Teaching Textbooks for making the Smiling Homeschooler possible. They're an amazing math curriculum and an amazing partner. They help homeschoolers smile each and every week. And if you haven't checked them out already, you should do so over at teachingtextbooks.com. They have a free trial over there. Also, today's show is being underwritten by Samaritan Ministries, a community of Christians that pay one another's medical bills, helping families take a safe step of faith as they feel God's leading in career or in ministry changes or in bringing mom home. You can learn more over at samaritanministries.org/familyman. But all right, let's get going. Here's my dad, Todd Wilson.
Okay. I wasn't ready for that, Ben.
That's what I do normally. You just don't hear it live.
Well, we've got a special guest with us today. We've had Ben's, not young, I guess younger sister.
Yeah, she is a younger sister.
Yeah, Catherine on this show before. But we've never had Maggie Rose on the show before. And Maggie is a little like her mother, came on kicking and screaming, but we didn't give her any options. And so this is what she's got to do it. So, Maggie, welcome to the Smiling Homeschooler Show.
Hi.
Okay, Maggie. Hey, just because we were talking about it out in the driveway, in how many days? 32 days, did you say?
32 days, yep.
32 days, you're getting married, and you're excited about that.
Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, yeah, that's right. Why don't you tell us maybe... I don't know. What do you ask about a wedding? I already told everything.
Well, we haven't really got, I was looking back. We've really we've live streamed at least 3 of the weddings on our Facebook page in the past when I was downloading all of our live videos and stuff like that.
Wow.
But I feel like, the first couple, there was just a lot more involvement from the grounds crew and stuff, so you were talking about it a lot. But with this one, you haven't had to do all the mowing and the manicuring and all that kind of stuff of the yard.
Exactly.
But Maggie, how did you meet Josh? And maybe you can just kind of tell a little bit of the, what you're doing for your wedding, and just, so all those moms who have kids, growing up, have some ideas of how the Wilsons do it.
Yeah, so I met Josh almost 5 years ago. It'll be 5 years at the end of this month. So Dad's side of the family comes up to a cottage on Lake Wawasee, and he is best friends with one of my guy cousins, and they invited him up for the weekend, and we just connected and started texting, and it led to this.
And are you doing an outdoor, indoor wedding, just to, all those fun details?
We're doing an outdoor ceremony and then an indoor reception, and it's at a little event center in back of the woods behind Grace College.
Nice. And you actually just closed on your not closed, I guess, I don't know what the word is, but got the keys to your first apartment that you and Josh will be sharing just down the street, really. So that's exciting.
Yeah, we could probably see it. When the leaves are off our trees in the fall, we'll be able to see their apartment from our house.
Just continuing our takeover of Milford.
Exactly.
One house at a time, which is super fun.
Well, Ben, I should have said, though, before we got too into Maggie, you had a birthday. You had a big birthday this past week, and you were almost dead. So what happened to you?
Last year, Trump was almost dead. This year, I was almost dead, so last year was memorable. That was the day Trump got shot at. So, always remember that one. This year, in the grand
That was your
scheme,
birthday where you got shot?
Yeah, it was on my birthday. Yep.
Wow.
This year.
Yeah, we were all at the lake.
Yep, we're all at the lake having a good old time. This one, we were going to be at the lake, but I just woke up. Or no, I went to watch Superman, and I was mowing before that, and I was just bumping up and down. I'm like, man, my throat is really just sore from this. And then when I watched the movie, and I just could tell I was right on the verge of collapse, but I had an ibuprofen in, and I was like, well, I'll feel fine. And then that night I started having a fever, and then I was in bed for 3 days and have tonsillitis apparently, which was not caused by strep, even though she was shocked, but it seems to be cleared up now, and I'm feeling a lot better now. But it was...
Ben has always been kind of the Tiny Tim of our house, so he's always been
I'm usually only allowed a half a sick day a year, but this one was a long one for me. So Rissa was super amazing. But yeah, I didn't end up doing anything for my birthday other than lay there.
But we're celebrating it tomorrow night.
Yep, we're celebrating tomorrow night, and I got my cards from my kids and opened some presents from them, from Rissa, and had a glass of orange juice. But I couldn't eat any of the bacon hardly that I got that she made me because I just sounded so terrible. So
that's why she said. She goes, "I know he's really bad if he doesn't want bacon."
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, it's never fun. It's always like, well, if I'm laying in bed, I could do things. But then, when you're not feeling well, you just don't want to do anything. And I could hardly even open my eyes. My head hurt so bad. So I just watched like 2 seasons of Andy Griffith and just laid there.
What a way to celebrate.
That's right. 32 years. So, and Dad didn't even know my birthday, so that's the other thing. He's like, happy 31st birthday.
I knew it was your birthday. I just didn't know the year.
Yeah. No, that's true. And I don't blame him. I wouldn't either, probably, on a lot of people. So
yeah.
So
most of them. You couldn't even name most of your brothers and sisters.
That's true. Yeah. I'm lucky if I get half. But
well, you do know Maggie. Go ahead and.
No, yeah. So Maggie, maybe you can explain kind of what you've been doing. I said it earlier, but you can kind of, because you did. So, we always talk about there's other options after school, or after homeschooling of what you can do. Maybe tell what you've been doing the last few years since, you graduated and kind of what's that looked like for you.
Yeah. So once I graduated, I started.
This will be all new to Ben.
Yeah. I really have no clue. So I'm genuinely asking.
Yeah. So after I graduated, I started working at our daycare at our church that started up. And I worked there for about 6 months, but then knew I wanted to do something else that I loved. I've always loved like artsy things and doing my nails. So I thought, hey, might as well go to become a manicurist and get my license. And so found a
Oh, we just lost her.
We lost her.
Maybe text her real quick.
I will.
To be fair, I was, I was moved out, let's see, it would have been 10 years ago. So she would have only been 11. So, it's not like it's been a while since,
It's not like she lives right next door.
True. I mean, it's so far. All right. Sorry about that, Maggie. You're good to go again.
Okay, I have like a downtime on my phone. It turned on. So anyways, so yeah, I decided to start going to school, and as I was in school, my hands started like breaking out and like getting super sore, and we were like, what is this? And so finally figured out halfway through school that I was allergic to polish that I was using and stuff in school, nail school. So ended up, I still finished, and I still do it for friends and family a lot. Would love to do it full time, but since my hands can't handle it, I don't. But so I just went to like nannying, and I've always loved working with kids, but after a while, I'm worn out from that. So I just recently started working at a coffee shop that just opened near our house, and I've been doing that. This is my 2nd week, and that's been super fun. It's been really fast paced and different than what I've been used to, and really early hours. I've been getting up at 4:40 in the morning.
Which everyone, if you know Maggie, she's usually up at least usually by 5:30. So it's only been an hour earlier.
Yeah. I hate mornings, so it's been an adjustment, but it's been super fun and different. So
yeah, Maggie would eat breakfast and lunch at the same time if she could.
Exactly.
Which I'll be honest, Rissa went there, ordered some smoothies today, made a mistake, and spent $27 on coffee and smoothie for our kids and her. I was like,
supporting your sister.
That's right. She got at least 14 cents of her tip.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, Family Express gas station, $10, all you can drink for the entire month.
Yeah.
It is a great deal.
It's a wonderful
there.
thing. So, I mean, Maggie, how have you felt like, over the last, these jobs you had? I don't know if you mentioned you work at a daycare too for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Have you felt like homeschooling's equipped you well? Have you, has that come up, with the people you've interacted with over the years? Because I mean, now obviously you've had quite a few coworkers and everything. And you kind of even, I don't know if did you feel like you did anything with the girl you used to nanny? Did you do any kind of like teaching kind of stuff at all, or was she too little?
Yeah, I did some. She was only like 3 and 4 when I worked for them. So we worked on like numbers and like 3-letter words and like sounds of letters. And so we did a lot, but also a little. Like we did a lot for her age. Her parents had asked me to like start working on stuff, and we would like memorize verses each week and stuff.
And you felt like homeschooling had prepared you for 3-letter words?
Yeah.
And you were able to do your numbers okay?
Yeah, once it got to
14.
10, it was a little rough, but
yeah, that's right. But no, on the overall question, I mean, has it been, do you feel like, I kind of know the answer, but positive, you feel well equipped going into the workforce and everything in life?
Definitely. Yeah, one of my bosses, she would say, she's like, I wish I could hire 100 homeschoolers. Like, homeschoolers are the best workers. They're like the friendliest. They come and they are here to work, not here to socialize and like hang out with their friends. And I've had lots of people that are like, you seem so much older than you are because you've just experienced so much more by being homeschooled. And obviously with traveling with Dad, we've talked with a lot of people and always talk to people and stuff. So I feel like that's all really helped and learning home.
Right. Well, and even for Maggie, I mean, because I know a lot of people, I would have said, early on, if they would have said, oh, what does Maggie want to be? I would say, oh, she's always just wanted to be a mom and a wife,
Mm-hmm.
She loves kids and she loves family. And, I know a lot of moms are like, well, my child doesn't know what they want to do, what is their plan and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Maggie's really kind of has stayed busy filling, not with a strong desire to be a career person, and I remember even when she graduated from or was in volleyball her senior night, and all you're supposed to tell what your big plans were, and her mom was basically just making them up for her.
That I wanted to be a florist.
She couldn't just say, watch all of my nieces and nephews as a full-time job.
That's a full-time job there.
Yeah.
I mean, I've worked on a camel farm, a daycare, coffee shop.
And really, Maggie's an amazing person, and not just because, she's smart, which she is, but because God's made her an amazing person. This would be a good time for a commercial, Ben, and then we're going to just have a short time afterwards.
Okay. Well, we want to say thank you to Teaching Textbooks. And I know Maggie's gotten to use Teaching Textbooks in the past, I believe. Maybe she can give a little plug here in a second, but they're just an amazing math curriculum. I've used it, and I think every sibling of mine has. We've recommended them to thousands and thousands of homeschoolers over the years, and I've only ever heard positive things. It's fun, it's interactive, it's engaging, so you learn really well while you're doing it. The part that was huge for me was, if it was just like a lecture, or you watch a video, or you just hear someone talk and explain it, it's really hard to pick up some of these more complex ideas as you get farther along, or just they cause a lot of tension. If my mom was trying to teach me how to do, multiplication and I wasn't getting it right away, it starts getting some frustration. Whereas these guys, it's a video, it's a program, they don't have any frustration. So they're doing, here's how to do it, put in the number here, and you have to figure it out. And it just was so intuitive. So really, really highly recommend it. If you haven't checked them out before, you can do so over at teachingtextbooks.com.
And we also want to thank Samaritan Ministries. When it comes to life and important decisions, we know that everybody likes options. Samaritan Ministries realized that and has recently launched an additional sharing option called Redeem Health Share. The Samaritan Ministries, they understand that each family is unique. That's why they now offer new programs and new features in Redeem that are designed to provide access to comprehensive, affordable care tailored to you and your family, all on a digital platform. Here's some of the things they offer: flexible programs to fit your budget, freedom to choose any provider anywhere, a new program specifically designed for seniors, an add-on feature that allows for sharing things like dental, vision, and preventative care. If you've been wanting to join Samaritan Ministries, this might just be the option that you've been looking for. Learn more at redeemhealthshare.org.
So Maggie, I mean, other than, testing the products you're going to be interacting with your whole life before going to school for that thing, did you ever feel like, for people who, did you ever struggle with the pressures of needing to go to do something else? As Dad mentioned, I know you've always been a little bit more, less, not afraid to share your own opinion, but
care less what anybody else thinks.
To maybe a girl out there or a mom who has a daughter out there who is getting closer to graduation, maybe is feeling those pressures of like, oh, I got to go do something worthwhile, which we all know is, in air quotes, because, being a mom or being a florist or being a nail technician, those are all worthwhile. But what would you say to them?
I would say I personally never felt like I needed to, because like Dad said, I'm not a people pleaser. But I would say just do what you love. Like, I knew from a young age, I always wanted to be a wife and a mom. So I knew that I didn't want to go spend all this time in school when all I want to be is a wife and a mom. So, but I love that there's so many opportunities that's not 4 years of schooling or 2 years, that you can do something you love. So like me, I love artsy things. So even a florist would have been fun for me. Or I love doing nails because it's something that I love doing all the time, but you could get paid to do it if that's what you want. So I would say that don't feel pressure from other people, because there are lots of girls that go to school and not waste all that time, but you spend all that time thinking, I need to get a degree, I need to do this to be this powerful woman. But really all you need to do is do what you love, and if that's, you want to just be a wife and a mom, then do something till then to, achieve that, and just do something you love.
Just talking to your friends, I mean, you would say, that there is that pressure. They do feel that pressure, don't they?
Totally, yeah.
And I would say a lot of people, though, it is the parents play a huge role in that pressure, I think.
For sure.
I mean, if a parent is giving you the freedom to say, hey, whatever it ends up being, whether that is being a, neurosurgeon, or which is just, and I would say personally more valuable, being a mom or a husband or a dad or whatever, then you have the freedom to do that. That's huge. I mean, and that's something obviously mom and dad always supported you in.
Yeah. I think so many people think the only way to make a living and to be a person is to go to school and get a degree. And that's not true at all. You can do so many more important things without having a degree and stuff. And mom and dad always taught us to pursue what we love and, to do things outside of the box, because not everyone's meant to be inside the box and do what everyone else does. So.
Yeah. And obviously, we in our family, pretty much everyone except me has done something outside the box. And that's totally fine. I mean, it doesn't, if your kid does want to do one of those things, that's awesome. I mean, we have lots of homeschooler friends who have, but there's lots of great options out there. And obviously Maggie's now been able to work and to save, and that's allowed them to, put some money up front on their house leasing, because they didn't have a ton of, credit going into it or whatever else it was. And,
yeah, she saved a ton.
Yeah. Or maybe her fiance has, I don't know.
There you go.
That's great. Maggie just said the other day, why do we even have to use money?
I think I said let's just
when you wreck your cars, you have to,
Yeah. Well, we need to wrap this up because Maggie's going to hit the hay soon. Again, try not to think too much about school, because I was just outside and Maggie and Ben's mom, we were sitting out there together, and it just sounded like summer. The sounds of kids playing next door, and you could hear the bugs in the woods, and it just felt hot. And it just feels like this is the stuff that I remember from my growing up. I can remember going into the 6th grade feeling the exact same things, as we just moved to a new town in Danville, Indiana, and it was about this time of the year, and I can feel the same feelings of finishing up the summer, enjoying the summer, and being a part of that. So you want your kids to have those same great memories. Mm-hmm. So mom, enjoy those times, enjoy them with your kids. You still got a lot of summer left. And did you want to say something, Ben?
It is such a fun time, and it goes so fast. I mean, again, here we are basically dead center between the beginning of June and beginning of September right now. So
I mean, schools around us start before my wedding.
Yeah, they start in 2 weeks basically, or 2.5 weeks.
So sad.
3 weeks, I guess, but. So just using those, and something that reminded me of just the moments that a kids think about, is Hudson was looking through, one of those I Spy books, that has all it's the same book I looked at when I was a kid. They got it from the library. And it was like one of those Rube Goldberg machines where, where a ball hits a thing, goes through all these things. And he had followed it through the entire thing to show like what it did. And he said, oh, see, it says over here, it's a balloon popping machine. And then, and he showed me the entire thing. And it's like, as an adult, I would never take 2 seconds to even think about that. But as a kid, you like have the time to notice those little details and like just enjoy being in the moment of everything. And summer is such a good time for that kind of stuff, being outside and catching a lightning bug. Anders found one and he's just so excited about that. So, try to make those kind of things, going and catching a lightning bug or whatever else it may be, happen, because I think it's just such a special short time that your kids will get to think about those things. So yeah, that was all I was going to say.
Okay, so get your summer on. Have a great week. And in 4 weeks, Maggie will be getting married. We'll tell you more about that as the panic erupts right before we get there. And have a great smiley day.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Again, thank you to Teaching Textbooks for making the Smiling Homeschooler possible. They're an amazing math curriculum, and we really appreciate their support. Also, thank you to Samaritan Ministries, a community of Christians that pay one another's medical bills, helping families take a safe step of faith as they feel God's leading in career or in ministry changes or in bringing moms home. You can learn more at samaritanministries.org/familyman. But have a great week. Don't forget to smile.